Well, ladies and gentlemen, six-man tag team action, and it is starting hot and heavy. On one side, you have team technician Bobby the Legal Man, Todd Sexton, the mentor and leader, so to speak, Tyler Smith, the opposition, the Wild Bunch, Chris King, and Billy Buck, as well as their partner in this endeavor, the seven-figure deal, Ace Rockwell, who has a very personal issue, a family issue with Todd Sexton, the man who just a few weeks ago on this very program, unprovoked, with no reason whatsoever, assaulted a fan, drug him into the ring, locked in one of the myriad of submission holds that Sexton specializes in, and it could have been the mistake of his life, because that fan was Ace Rockwell's brother, Jordan.
What's the big deal?
What?
What's the big deal? I mean, first of all, okay, let's take a look at the situation here. Ace Rockwell is a jerk. Ace Rockwell's brother, Jordan, is probably a bigger jerk. It takes a jerk to know a jerk, so Todd Sexton just decided that he was going to do something about Jerk Rockwell sitting at ringside, not minding his own business.
Jordan Rockwell is a paying fan here at NWA Anarchy.
Ace Rockwell probably snuck him in.
As I was saying, a paid fan here at NWA Anarchy. He bought a ticket like everyone else. He was in the crowd, and that is one thing you do not do, aside from attacking a fan. Good, that's bad enough. What kind of a coward is Todd Sexton? Jordan Rockwell is not a trained fighter. He is not a wrestler and does not know how to defend himself in that environment.
You know something, Greg Hunter? I've been one of Todd Sexton's biggest opponents on this. I've never really liked Todd Sexton. I still think the guy's a jerk, okay? But I also know Todd Sexton. He had to be provoked. Todd Sexton doesn't do anything unless he's provoked. Jordan Rockwell must have said something to Todd Sexton to provoke him to cause that kind of behavior, because Todd just doesn't spread his jerk terms on anybody for no reason.
Right now, Ace Rockwell not exactly doing Chris King any favors. Rockwell knows it, but the emotion, I'm sure, getting to him is probably taking all his self-restraint to stay on the ring apron. At this moment, Chris King in the wrong part of town. He is in technician territory and trying to fight out as we speak. Chris King catches a boot to the midsection. Sexton, clothesline dog, second clothesline dog, body, lateral press, two, and only a 2 count. Deep arm drag by Chris King. Chris King and Billy Buck, the Wild Bunch. And right now, Ace Rockwell tags in, and it don't take long for Todd Sexton to run the Preakness, but right there, the emotion of Ace Rockwell hurting more than helping, but man, if he's not trying to slug it out with Tyler Smith.
Well, Greg Hunter, the thing about it is, I don't blame Todd Sexton from running from Ace Rockwell. The man's not in his right mind. He's letting emotions drive what he does. That's how you make big mistakes in this sport, my friend. You can't let emotion drive you.
When have you known Ace Rockwell to not have his emotions drive him?
Well, I've never known Ace Rockwell not to be that way.
Oh, wait a minute. Right there, Todd Sexton, not the legal man. He clipped the knee, and that is a knee. That is a knee that has been injured before. As much as I hate to say it, smart maneuvering by team technician. They have picked their target, apparently, and it is the knee of Ace Rockwell.
Greg Hunter, that's just not any knee. That's the knee, as you said, that was giving him all the problems. In fact, if you want to go ahead and say it, that's the knee that cost him the NWA Anarchy Heavyweight Championship last year.
It certainly is. A knee first injured by the Devil's Rejects just about a year ago. And we know how long it took Ace Rockwell to make a full-fledged return after that injury. But once you have an injured body part like that, it's a bullseye the rest of your career. It'll never heal quite right, and everybody knows to go after it. Obviously, the technicians, probably more specifically Todd Sexton, knew exactly what to go after here, and it is the knee of Ace Rockwell. Tyler Smith working over the leg. Sexton provoking the Wild Bunch into coming in. inexperience by this young team trying to help their partner, Ace Rockwell.
Well, Greg Hunter, back in the 70s and 80s, there was, controversies of managers having wrestlers tape up the opposite leg that was really easy to throw the wrestlers off. There's even talk that there's been doctors that were paid off to fudge medical records. But in this day of super information, through the computers, through everything else, it's kind of hard to do that. And as you said, we all knew exactly which knee was taken out from Ace Rockwell. And that big bullseye is getting bigger by the moment as that knee swells.
A couple of high-impact variations on the spinning toe hold there by Todd Sexton. More to work over the knee due to the impact and torquing motion than the ankle, as is the typical focus of that hold. Now the half Boston Crab. It doesn't help to have Bobby screaming in your face either. But right now, Rockwell trying to roll through, trying to relieve some of the pain. Instead, the knee barred by Todd Sexton. Tag, in comes Bobby. Referee Brent Wiley administering his count, but Sexton not letting go until Bobby in control of the situation.
Greg Hunter, from this moment on, anytime Ace Rockwell tries to put any pressure on that knee, any movement by any body part is going to send tingles down to that knee, and it's going to be a hindrance in this whole match.
The crowd here at the NWA Arena firmly behind the only Triple Crown winner in Anarchy history, Tyler Smith, once again provoking the Wild Bunch as they take Ace Rockwell's knee to task, wrapping it around that ring post, the steel ring post. One thing worth mentioning, it certainly can't help matters for Rockwell. Cover here too. Notice the reinforcement on the ring post here at the NWA Arena. He'd probably be better off if it wasn't there, because that stops and causes more impact, more pressure on the knee, a bigger focal point to twist it around. Right now, continuing to work over that knee. Shin breaker, looking for number 2. Rockwell up and over, sunset flip, but only a 2 count, and back to that knee.
Greg Hunter, I'm not an expert on these things, but looking at Ace Rockwell's leg there, it looks like he just has on a standard knee patch, nothing more than what you would wear to protect your knees, like most other wrestlers wear. He has not wore any kind of bandaging or any kind of knee brace for me that I can tell, because there's not that extra protrusion in the tights, which means that knee is doubly exposed. Not a very smart maneuver on Ace Rockwell.
And right now, the spinning toe hold leading into the figure 4 leg lock. The figure 4 puts pressure on 7 parts of the leg at the same time, one of them being the knee. But Rockwell trying to fight through the pain. He's rolling over his own bad knee. The one has been worked over, but he has the hold reversed. The pressure on Sexton there momentarily. But the technicians have Sexton diverted. Chris King comes off the top with the big splash. That's one way to break the figure 4.
Well, Greg Hunter, as smart as that was, one thing that Todd had to do, he had to fall backwards on that, which gave Ace Rockwell one last torque on the knee. So as much as it helped, it could have hurt as well.
It certainly could have. Rockwell crawling to the wrong corner. He is crawling toward the neutral corner here. Tag, in comes Smith. Tag to Billy Buck. Elbow number 1. Make it 2. Hat trick. Grand slam. And there is the 5er from Billy Buck. Sends a man in. Big back body drop. Billy Buck showing here exactly why the Wild Bunch have been contenders for those Anarchy Tag Team titles on so many occasions. Samoan drop, 2, and only a 2 count as Bobby makes the save. Chris King comes in, and it's all breaking down.
Well, Greg Hunter, the thing about it is right now Ace Rockwell is definitely no help to his team. Todd Sexton, it's a 3-on-2 situation, but right now he's got Brent Wiley tied up in the corner.
He's got Brent Wiley distracted. Chris King has been dropped on the outside. And right now, trying for the super kick. That was stopped. He slingshots him, but he slingshotted him right into his partner, looking for the sunset flip here. 2, and that will do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of this match, Billy Buck and Chris King, the Wild Bunch, and the 7-figure deal, Ace Rockwell.
Well, Greg Hunter, a miscue on the part of the
just came over here near us. He grabbed a steel chair, and now the chair to the leg of Ace Rockwell while the technicians have the wild bunch. Todd Sexton working over that knee with a steel chair.
Hey, Greg Hunter, I'm telling you something right now. I said he didn't have on a knee brace during the onset of this match. Right now, I'm betting he wished he banded that knee up a little bit, because that right there, that knee is swelling huge.
Referees are out here. They're trying to get things here under control. And now, the figure four once again on Ace Rockwell, but the match is over. The match is over. Sexton calling for the microphone.
Ace, I want to hear you squeal like I made your brother squeal. I want to hear you quit, Ace. Ace, quit. Come on, Ace. Say it, Ace. Say it, Ace. Come on, Ace.
This is absolute humiliation. Billy Buck has got the chair, and he's swinging for the fences. Thank God Billy Buck and Chris King have gotten back to their feet. Your winners, the Wild Bunch and Ace Rockwell, but you wouldn't know it to look at the ring right now. Folks, there'll be more anarchy when we come back.